Hold on a second. Troy, you're saying you're an ARMTV member. You like it when I get up the video quick, right?
Absolutely.
So the Arnolds, you're saying I posted it the very first day, and you noticed what?
I noticed the first day when Tamara was pulling that she was pulling a little bit with her wrist down. So after I seen it, I give her a call on the cell phone and talked to her and just told her that she needed to be a little more knuckled up. And she said thank you, and she went in the next day and ended up winning the tournament. And that's all she concentrated. She said on the next day in the event was to make sure that her knuckles were up, and she was pulling through her knuckles.
Because you were in another completely different country. Watched it on ARMTV, you gave her advice. That is priceless.
And it worked.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Absolutely, no problem.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
What's your name?
Roussin.
And you are the promoter of this great tournament here today, or is
Exactly.
that
Promoter, MC, do the draw sheets. This is my baby.
So tell us a little bit about your baby.
Well, Battle in the Capital. I did the first event last year. There's only 3 weight classes: lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. The pro classes are triple elimination, so you get a lot of pulling done, and it really makes for accurate placing, so it's a lot of fun. There's amateurs, pros, get a lot of people on Ontario, Quebec, northeastern states. It's a great event.
Now, how long have you been arm wrestling yourself?
I've been arm wrestling 9 years. 9 years. I go all over Ontario, Quebec, northeastern states, and I might go a bit further for a big tournament.
How did you get involved in the sport of arm wrestling?
Well, I was always good in high school, and there's a little tournament every year in high school. I won that. And then I found out about the bra-nde-fέρ, which is an annual tournament they've had here for about 15 years in Ottawa. And I went there, and I pulled, and I met Rick Blanchard, the organizer, and I've been practicing with him, and that's how I got into it. I love it.
So would you consider yourself a pro, an amateur?
Oh, I'm definitely pro now. Yeah.
Pro now. So what's the pinnacle of your arm wrestling memories so far in your career?
I've had a lot of good events, a lot of good matches. I was pretty happy this year for winning. I actually won the Canadian Nationals left hand, the 198. So that was great.
Is that
first Nationals title? So
congratulations. Yeah. Is that what weight class you normally fall in?
198. Sometimes a little heavier. Sometimes I pull a 220. But I usually, if it's an important tournament, I'll go down to 198.
What's your key? Well, how do you train? Do you train weightlifting, or is it table time? What's important to you?
Very table time every week. We got a good group of guys, 8 or 10 guys every week. Every Sunday we train, and a lot of isometrics. A lot of just holds. Hold the dumbbell at 90 degree angle for as long as I can. Everything's holds. That's the type of training I do.
So tell me, how did you evolve into a promoter from the arm wrestling?
Well, I've competed in over 100 tournaments, and I've always loved it. So I always knew I wanted to do a tournament, so I decided to jump in with both feet and do a big tournament. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun to organize a tournament. I look forward more to this event than any event I compete in all year.
Is it stressful being a promoter of a tournament?
Oh, big time.
Really?
Because you want people to come, you want people to have fun. So yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the triple elimination. I personally never seen the triple elimination yet.
Yeah.
What are some of the differences between double and triple, and how did you decide which one you would do?
In Quebec, a certain number of tournaments they do triple elimination, and they've even done quadruple elimination. So it's really great if you like to pull. Those are good events. So it's more an event for the arm wrestler because it does add length to the tournament. So it can be long for the watching the event, but for pullers it's great fun. And I wanted to do an event for the pullers, so triple elimination. That's what I decided to do.
And what about how did you decide to go 3?
I like big classes. Rather than having 10 weight classes with 3 or 4 people in each class, I would rather try and have fewer classes and more people. I don't know, I think it's more of an accomplishment if you finish the top 5 of the class and there's 15, 20 guys, rather than only 3 or 4. So that's what I'm trying to do with the 3 events. It's also easier to give more prizes and pay further down the line if you have less classes.
What's your name, sir?
Jacques Aubin.
And I've watched a lot of video of you, and you seem to be really good. Is that the case? People talk about Jacques Aubin, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
How long have you been arm wrestling?
4 years.
Only 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got my first provincial on the 2nd year, and I went out provincials after that.
How'd you get started in the sport of arm wrestling?
In construction, with a guy that I met, and he was a trainer, and that's how I started. We got a bunch of guys together and we started training.
So you were on the job somewhere,
Yes.
building something, and what happened? What exactly happened?
I was talking to a guy and asking him if he knows people that do arm wrestle because I used to do it in high school. And he said that his buddy does it every week and trains for him.
What made you even ask?
And the size of the guy, he was a big boy.
Really?
So, yeah,
So you just looked at him and you figured he was an arm wrestler?
Yeah.
Did you know that arm wrestling existed as far as like...
No, not this big. I didn't know.
Really? And so he hooked you up with somebody and you started training?
With Jeremy and Chuck and Mike Marr and those guys. And
So where are you from?
Windsor.
Windsor.
Yeah, I used to train with the Leamington guys.
I'm from San Diego. Where's Windsor?
Right beside Detroit, on the other side of the river of Detroit.
So you're close to the U.S. border?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you first started arm wrestling, how were you any good?
Not too bad. I was strong naturally. Yeah, from doing all the construction work. I've been in construction doing Raoul for 15 years, so
That's good training for arm wrestling.
Yeah, in a way it is because you use your hand a lot to grab the sheets. So.
Did you have any technique?
None.
Nothing.
No, that's what I was lacking on at first, but I got pretty good pretty fast at it.
How long when you got into the sport before you had your first tournament?
2 months.
Really?
Yeah, I had my first tournament in 2 months. I went to the provincials 3 months after I started, and I went to my first Canadian, the national in North Bay, roughly about 6 months after I started, but I got destroyed.
You did?
Oh yeah, there's lack of technique.
Lack of technique. So what is your technique? Is there a certain thing you like to do?
I'm learning everything. I'm learning all the time.
You're still learning?
Oh yeah.
But everyone says you're the win, you're the guy.
Yeah, but I'm still learning. There's still some guys out there that...
So what weight class do you normally fall into?
165.
Is that naturally? Do you have to drop down?
That's naturally my weight.
Just
Yeah.
natural.
I was 5 years ago. I was roughly about 185, but I just lost weight. But I stick to 167, 168.
Who, not necessarily at this tournament, but is there any adversary that you have, one guy or two guys that you like to meet up with? This is kind of a battle, and you don't usually know who's going to win or not. Do you have a
I've
certain?
seen a lot of guys from the States, like Simon and Jeremy. There's a few guys from the States that I would like to meet up someday. But,
Really?
Yeah. I seen Simon in Ottawa, the Galocha Fair a few years back, but he was pulling the lighter weight, so he was pulling the 54s.
So Simon Barachot, have you ever pulled him?
Nope, never.
Never, but you'd like. He's in your weight class.
I think he's lighter a bit, but he usually pulls closer.
Who today are you looking forward to pull?
Would be Ivan. I was looking forward for Denis, but he's higher than me now. He's in 205, so. Ivan Clement. There's a few guys here. The guy I was talking to a while over there. I never put him before either.
So what? You watch ARMTV, right?
Yeah, I'm a member.
What do you think? What do you think?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing. Like there's new stuff all the time, and I like it in a way because you see other people how they pull and all that. It's good training in a way. You learn a lot from it. Yeah.
So it is helpful to watch.
Yes, it is.
That's cool. Hey man, thank you very much for your time, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm Stephen Lareau from Milton, Vermont. Practice with Bill Sinks, George Sheldrick, and a lot of those guys.
Now tell me a little bit about how you got into the sport of arm wrestling.
I got into it from practicing in high school and decided to try my luck at a tournament. Got pretty interested in it, and Bill offered me to come and practice. I've been doing it ever since.
So how'd you meet Bill?
I met Bill through a tournament. He holds tournaments in St. Albans in Middlebury, Vermont, and met him there. He told me to come practice with him, and I've been doing it ever
What was your
since.
first impression of your first tournament?
I did horrible my first tournament. I lost very fast. I was very disappointed, and I quickly learned that in order to be anybody in the sport, you got to work hard. You got to keep at it for a long time.
Did you know that there was such a big group of arm wrestlers who compete?
I had no idea.
No. So you were just good in high school, and then
I was okay.
You heard
I
about
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Now you've also done some video work, right?
I've done a little bit of video for arm wrestling. It's a hobby I do on the side.
So mean, how did that start? Did you just say, hey, I'm going to start videoing me? Or did you want to video
I started
everyone?
out videoing myself, and then I began to see it was really awesome to just watch the whole tournament and see how everybody did against everybody else. And then I became very interested in that, and I decided to film most of the tournaments I went to. And I got this great idea to start putting music to it, and then everything kind of fell into place.
Right on. So what are you where do you see yourself going in the sport, arm wrestling?
Well, I mean, like I said on the message board, my goal is to have fun. If I do well, then that's great. I'm working hard towards it, but ultimately it's about the people, it's about having fun. That's why I'm in the sport. I absolutely love it.
Where are you gonna ever travel, to Japan or any other?
I plan on going to nationals next year. I plan on going to Worlds in England. I'll do my best. If I don't make it, I don't make it. I'll try again the year after. But I'll give it hell.
Well, thanks a lot for sending an ARMTV video, brother.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're in school, right?
I'm a junior at UVM, history major.
So what are your plans?
My plans, oh boy, they're really up in the air. My plans are to be educated. See what I can do with that.
That's a good base, just to be educated.
It's a good foundation to start from.
All right, well, thanks a lot, man.
Okay, thank you again.
Hey, pull hard today. What's your name, sir?
Dominic Medure. Dominic Medure.
And where are you from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And how'd you end up at this tournament here today?
I just, what's the name? Sent me a flyer. I came here last year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How long you been?
Eric sent me a flyer this year. So.
How long you been arm wrestling?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And are you amateur, pro?
I hold 6 state titles throughout Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Right on. So who are some of the guys you train with?
I used to train with Brian Thomas, Mark Thomas. Brian, he won the Nationals a few times. Willie Reagan.
You used to train with Brian?
Well, he don't train that much anymore. He has his brother lives by him, so they train together a lot. But Chris Thomas, he's a local. I train with him a ton. I don't know if you know Bob Stanger. He holds a lot of tournaments in Western PA.
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
He trained me actually.
I know who he is. I haven't.
Yeah, that's who got me into the arm wrestling sport.
Right on. So how far do you want to go with the sport?
I'm trying to go to nationals next year. See what I can do.
All right. How do you think you'll fare?
Here or nationals?
Here and nationals.
Here, I don't know. There's some tough guys in my weight class, and it's a little bit of a wide weight class, But nationals, though, I think I can place top 5 at least in the either 187s or 198s. I beat Mike West a year ago.
Really?
And he's fared pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the nationals. So.
Nice to meet you, Dominic. 20 years.
Over.
Wow.
And then I'm beginning. It's my new play, and I beat everybody around school, hockey team, baseball. It's very my sport. I like that. That's only that I'm doing.
20 years. How long have you guys known each other? Mr. Troy Eaton?
15, 16.
84.
I started eating.
See you maybe in 86 in Toby Cock.
Yeah, 165. 165.
165 Gary Goodrich, beginning to yes, 20 years is a good day for the arm wrestling in Canada.
Probably 15 years we've known each other. So.
You guys are tough, man.
And he beats me most of the time.
Hey, you beat Luke Reimer today, right?
Yeah, I beat Luke two times today.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, look at the big day today. Yeah, very big.
Well, I won this tournament last year.
Yeah. And it's a good tournament. It's a good tournament. Maybe somebody coming next year because it's a good tournament. Yeah.
So how'd you get started in arm wrestling?
Coming to
Well, of course, probably like everybody else, high school, and then everybody knows Mike Gould, who I've known since I started. He went to Toronto, met up with the Port Perry arm wrestling team, went to a tournament and got beat by a 135-pounder. He came back and told me, you got to come to the big city and try the sport out. And I went and got top rope for the first time and been hooked ever since and said, I got to learn how to do that. So we've been going. Oh, absolutely.
Are you see today? Are you see today? Maybe all match going in the hook today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the years before is top roll, slip. not today. All the match going in the hook. I don't know what's matter with that. Just I know special the hook like that. You